We are so excited to introduce our new edition for kindergarten through 3rd grade. This edition includes a combination of video lessons and book lessons to utilize the strengths of both formats. In the video lessons, your child will see how to use the art materials. I invite you to take a few minutes to watch a full video lesson from Art for Children, Building a Visual Vocabulary.
Who doesn't love a good horse and a good hat? Our homes are full of our favorite things. Join Brenda, and she'll show us how to paint some of our most cherished objects.
Sometimes we make pictures of objects. Where would you find your favorite object?
I keep my favorite objects in my bedroom. Today, let's think about the things that we find in our homes.
The objects tell us what lines to draw. When we draw objects like a boat or a hat, lines are what we use to show the edges. Lines mark the outside boundary of things like the sails on a boat or the brim of a hat. The objects tell us what colors to paint. The boat is brown, the hat is red. We look, we draw, and then we paint.
Let's get ready. We sit our paper directly in front of us. We place the objects above the paper. Why do you start with lines?
Lines are what we use to show edges. An edge is the outside of an object. It separates the object from what is around it. So to draw, we look for the edges of objects and draw the lines on paper that show those edges. We use pencil because pencil lines can be erased when we change our minds or when we want to change a line. Take time with the drawing part of the painting. Once we like where everything is placed with pencil, we begin to add colors. We can draw lines in color, or we can fill in spaces with color.
How do we know what colors to use?
There isn't any one right color. We usually choose colors nearest to those that we see. We look at the color of the object.
Oh, the object tells us its color.
Yes, and we choose a similar color in our color sets. And if colors don't match exactly, that's okay. Our picture will still look great. We can layer one color on top of another to get a better color match to what we see. Here, yellow is added to the brown to make a golden brown color. This more closely matches the color of the horse.
Why do we use the water?
This water will be used to activate the pigment from the crayons.
Ooh, activate. I like the sound of that.
To paint, we dip the brush in water and swish it around a bit. Now as I lift it out of the water, I drag the brush along the edge of the can. You'll notice that some of the water was pushed out of the brush and went back into the can. Now there is just enough water in the brush. If you forget to do this, you may end up with a paper full of puddles.
Oh, I see that you place the brush onto the painting and drag it back and forth in a pulling motion. That way the hairs stay together. You never push the brush forward or pound it onto the paper.
That's right. It's very important. Pushing and pounding spreads the hairs out and does permanent damage to the brush. A brush will last a long time when we learn to pull as we make the strokes.
Suppose that I got very excited to activate the color and I do have a puddle of water in my picture. Now what can I do?
Well, when too much water gathers in one area, I dab the brush onto a paper towel to pull out the water. Then I use the brush like a sponge to pull up the water. I dab it onto a paper towel and the water is pulled out again. The brush pulls water from my painting and the paper towel pulls water from my brush. Now paint over all the color areas with water. Water spreads the color out over the surface of the paper. Take your time and keep the color within the boundaries of your drawing lines. Rinse the brush each time you finish with a color.
When finished, return all of the crayons to the container. Rinse the brush. Lay the brush flat or hair end up. Never leave the brush in the water. Now you will be ready to make another painting someday soon. Now it's your turn to make art.
Let's review the steps.